Decision Plus has been and still is a leading stock market service provider. From training to coaching, we cover it all. Try both our software as well as our coaching site, completely free for 10 days without obligation. No credit card is needed to sign up for the trial. The trial subscription will be automatically canceled for you at the end. DecisionPlus.com, your stock market service center. Real-time coaching has been created. We search and classify critical reports and technical movements. You can visualize or hear the best buying and selling opportunities. Get real-time advice all day long and 3 live coaching shows per day. Let us do the work and save your time for trading. Try MarketGurus.tv free without obligation for 10 days in the menus above. Market Vision Plus is the trading companion of so many investors. Make your fundamental and technical analysis easy with Canada's #1 stock market decision-making software. Research, decide, and follow your positions with Market Vision Plus. See the menus just above this program and try Market Vision Plus for 10 days without any obligation after the show. When it comes to day trading, Trader Plus is the right tool. Track 50 quotes simultaneously. Create dozens of quick lists. Display as many as 30 real-time intraday charts at the same time. Watch the action with candlesticks or bar charts as fast as 10 seconds. See the market by sectors. Use the chart models already prepared for you. Try Trader Plus for 10 days in the menu above without any obligation.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Swing Trading Show. Okay, so I took those questions off. Okay, the question bar is open. So as you can see, the market is not doing much. You went down, up, and then down. So the Dow is down. Why the Dow is lower than the SPY? It's because of Boeing. And that is going down, and there's not much left on the Nasdaq market right now. Only 0.2%, which is not a lot, and the TSX is negative. The Fed is going to be talking at 2 o'clock, and we think it's going to stay like the statu quo. We don't think they're going to do anything so far. And the most important thing will be in between 2 o'clock and 2:30 because it will be the forecast from each member of the Fed. So they will talk about the growth of the GDP and also the direction of the interest rate for 2020. So this could have an effect on the market later on. And the consumer index price was annual 1.8. The estimation was 2%, and they actually have 2.1%. So this morning, when the inventory came up, USO went down. It's recovering since, but the stocks are still negative though, and it's the gold that went up a little bit, but then did not really continue. We haven't had really many breakout there in the sector, and also the mining took off this morning, but the movement was much stronger stronger in the States than it was in Canada, because look, the resistance has been broken there, and but when you look at the Canadian stock, it just did not make it strongly. You know, the resistance was just passed by some peanuts there just for a little while, and then it came back under the resistance for First Quantum. Same thing on Turquoise. Same thing on Tech, which went. I'll show you that with the 15-minute chart. So it stopped right there, you know, so it did not pass. While in the States, the movement were much stronger, but the thing is, those stocks are going up since many days already. So, you know, when the resistance is crossing, but after 6 or 7 days of increase, we don't consider it at the beginning of a bullish cycle. So the market is not that favorable. You see the energy sector, USO never finally passed the resistance, and now it's under correction. The gas is very calm, and you see the stocks are really sideways. So what I said to everyone this morning, I said, okay, if you bought some of those stocks, some of those energy stock that took off last week, like MEG, like Whitecap, now you see it is over, because it's the end of the bullish cycle. You know, so now it's becoming totally neutral. So if you have taken any position in those stocks that broke out last week, so now it's time to take a profit on it. And but for the gold, as I said, you know, because of this double resistance, the potential is not that big. And look at the stocks; they are there already. So you know, so there's not enough money to do those trades there. Look at the Barrick breaking out through its very, very short-term resistance, but tightly sitting on this resistance so far. So I don't think we have any credible movement in the gold sector, and it's about the same thing in the silver sector. Look at the consumer discretionary now putting some pressure on its support. You know, so some stock don't look good. BRP broke it through its support this morning. Look at Canadian Tire, still heading down, and it's getting very, very close to this support. And you also have Dollarama that broke through, slipped through his support yesterday, and is continuing there today too. Though not really looking good for Dollarama. And in the financials, there's no continuity there. There's no more bullish momentum at all. Most of the companies are, you know, Home Capital Group broke its support, so we have taken a third profit on our July position on it this morning, and we have almost nothing left. But most of the banks are on their support right now, and some still put some pressure on the support, like Canadian Imperial Bank. Look at Canadian Western Bank going through its support slightly. Royal Bank putting pressure on its support and all that. So, you know, some people ask me, is it the time to buy the banks? Yeah, I would like to see this sideways movement going up and not going down through the support. So I don't think it's the time for that. So look at the industrial sector, very calm, nothing's happening. The real estate now is under a correction. Sorry. Utilities, slight correction. Consumer staple, slight correction also. Technology, same thing. You know, so there's no more upward momentum. And the healthcare was slightly going up this morning, but now it's going down. And if you look at HMMG, that's the real situation there. So today we have had a little jump in the morning on most of the cannabis stock, but long after the movement came right back, as it usually do, a couple of times a week. So now, you know, so this signal was a false signal, was just a very, very small day trade. That's the only thing, that was interesting there. So until we really break this sideways movement on the upside, there's nothing to do on that sector. Max, would you send me a message? just to check if the bar works fine. I have no questions on the tablet so far. And we don't expect to see much happening in the next hour, just before the Fed will talk. Okay, so I've just received the test, which is working. So I think what I said. I think until 2 o'clock, we don't have much chance to see anything happening. But in between 2 and 2:30, that's where if we're gonna have some action, that's where it's going to be, because whenever the different member of the Fed are talking about each of one about their own forecast. We had quite a few movements. I have HBM right now. I don't know. He's the only one, I think, doing that at the moment. Most of the other stocks in the mining are not on their top. And look at HBM. Hudbay. So Hudbay is the only one that is continuing some movement this morning here. So you see, making a new high. I find it funny to see that, because they usually react all at the same time. But if you enter something in there, look, there's a very easy exit point there at 508, and the stock is now 522. So there's about 15-16 cents risk into that movement. And but besides that, I like this stock. I showed the people in the previous show, which is KTOS. The stock never stopped going up this morning, so there could be a little bit of day trade to do in there. You have Chewy too, that came right back to its resistance, and a breakout here would be interesting at 2760, 2770 in this area there. Atara Biopharmaceutic, I was also following just to see if we have another bullish cycle, but the stock came this way, so it's not going to happen so far. And but and that's the thing, So now everything is stopped. Mostly, the market is getting much calmer, waiting for the Fed to talk. So I think the next hour is going to be quite boring, except that, like I said, at between 2 and 2:30, when the member of the Fed will be talking, that's where we may find some action. So you have no question for me. So I have got around this market, which is very lazy right now, and the only thing we have left to do is to wait to see what's going to happen after 2 o'clock. So have a great day. We'll see you later.